What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys the full spoilers for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Manga chapter number 19. So this video is more so for you guys that want to see pretty much everything from the chapter. I have every single page that I'm going to show here in this video with some translations. Unfortunately, I won't be clicking on the full image though. That's more so to avoid the copyright, but you guys are still going to get to see a good chunk of the chapter nonetheless. And if you guys want a shorter version, more so a summary of what's going on, you can check out my last video that I did yesterday, and that video should have more of a brief, quick version of what's to come in this chapter rather than what I'm doing in this video. So, shout out to Felix for this information. And let's have a look at it. So I'm going to react to some of it with you guys. And I'm going to try for the video to not go terribly long. Like not something like 40 minutes, of course. But let's see what we got. So, Boruto Chapter 19, translation, page 1. The side text says, long ago, in the days of Araya and Shinki, the ultimate sword technique, magnetic particle sealing blade, was forged here. So pretty much this is a flashback showing this technique being actually made, and it seems like Shinki and Araya are working on this together at some point, and that's what's going on. Shinki says, "Is this okay? Try holding it and see." Araya says, "This is." Shinki says, "I've infused my chakra into this sword. If you combine it with your wind release sword techniques, you should be able to manipulate iron magnetite to some extent. It should work the same way as when I do it." So basically Shinki gave him a power up here, which, hey, props to Shinki. Working out well in this scenario, seems like, at least. Page 2. Araya says, "Is that okay? Even if you have no chance of winning in a sparring match against me?" Shinki says, "Talk all you want. It's the perfect handicap, don't you think?" Araya says, "Don't underestimate me." And this is the page with them just talking about that. Shinki says, "Everything is for the sake of protecting my father. It is because I want to strengthen our power, even if just a little." Araya says, "You really can't go 2 sentences without mentioning your father, can you?" Shinki says, "What's wrong with that?" This, just further adds to what we've already known, that Shinki cares a lot about Gaara, and this is just showing one of the extents to what that love goes to. So, page 3, Araya says, "At least pay some attention to Yodo as well." Shinki says, "That goes for you too. Whenever you open your mouth, it's always about Yodo." Is Shinki out here trying to hint at something, perhaps? Who knows? And now we're back to the present. This is page 4. It says, "Back to the fight." Araya says, "It's not like that." And this attack that he sends seems to save MITSUKI over here in that page. So let's move on. Page 5. We have what looks like them talking to each other, Team 7 and Yodo and Araya, and Sarada says, "All right, the iron sand that was restraining MITSUKI has also been blown away." MITSUKI said, "You saved me, Araya." Araya says, "If you're going to thank someone, thank Shinki after we rescue him." And let me see if there's any more to this. No more dialogue. Page 6. Araya says, "You two from the Leaf. Focus on the attack. I'll take care of all his iron sand." Sarada and MITSUKI say, "Understood." RYU says, "A lot of confidence, huh? You're completely underestimating me, aren't you?" Which, hey, they might be, and if you've seen the spoilers, you know the answer to that. So, let's see. Page 7 is where RYU is saying, "On the contrary, it's starting to fire me up." So Ryu's actually getting kind of excited, I guess, by this battle. And honestly, I really like this page right here, page 7, with what they got going on. Looks pretty cool. Hopefully, when the official chapter comes out, we can look at this stuff without, anything blocking the way with the watermarks and stuff. Hopefully it's even better. Page 8, just an action page. It doesn't even show any dialogue, but it's pretty much the Iron Sand attack charging towards them, and Araya seems to be dealing with it. Page 9, Ryu says, Yodo said, it's coming, 7 o'clock direction. And that's pretty much just a warning coming for that shot. Page 10, Ryu says, I see. Just saying something out loud really does have its impact, huh? So, just even something basic as that, I guess Ryu is learning about. Page 11, Sarada uses the fire release, great fireball technique, so pretty much the fireball jutsu. And that's what seems to happen on that one, going on the offensive. Page 12, Mitsuki seems to attack with some snakes and seems to get Ryu wrapped up with some snakes. Page 13 and 14, it seems like Mitsuki is in his Sage mode right now, and Mitsuki is powered up in that, and he's trying to attack Ryu, but Ryu escapes because it's actually a clone. Page 15, Yodo says, did we get him? Mitsuki says, no, that's not it. He shattered into pieces and dodged the attack. Can he turn himself into Iron Sand as well? And Araya says, be careful. He will try to take control of us again. Yodo says, everyone listen. 2 o'clock direction. It's faint, but I can hear the friction of the sand. And this is where Yodo's coming in clutch too, because Yodo can hear and Araya has a weapon that can actually stop this. Page 16, Yodo says he's probably there. Araya says, leave it to me. Lodestone sand sealing blade. And he uses that. Page 17, Ryu says, huh? Can he also gather iron sand? Araya says, now, go for it. And that's when Mitsuki attacks with his snakes. Ryu says it's a sound of coughing or choking, typically used to express pain or struggle. So, seems like he took a big hit by Mitsuki there. Page 19, Sarada says, won't let you escape. She activates the Sharingan and charges in with the Chidori and lands that hit. But, going into page 20, Ryu says, ugh. Yodo says, did you defeat him? Sarada says, no, it was shallow. He just turned into sand again and hid. Mitsuki says, damn it. So maybe they did land a hit there, but it didn't do nearly enough to actually stop Ryu, though. Page 21. We are back to Matsuri and Konohamaru, and Matsuri looks pissed. Matsuri says, I just want to call you Konohamaru-chan. Why is that wrong? Konohamaru says, I've told you over and over, I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. And Matsuri says, that damn woman, you let that tramp Moegi call you that, don't you? That's so unfair. Konohamaru says, if I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't need any other reason. So I'm not gonna lie, Konohamaru's out here kinda standing on business over here with him not being willing to allow Matsuri to call him that. But it also seems like Konohamaru is kinda trapped right now with Matsuri attacking him at the moment. So with like having him trapped and such, so we'll see where that goes. Page 22, Matsuri says, that's so selfish. Let me call you whatever I want. Konohamaru says, you're the selfish one here. Seriously? Why are you so obsessed with a mere name? Matsuri said, look who's talking. You're the one who's fixated on it. Matsuri says, you're the one, Sarutobi. And Konohamaru says, ugh. And this just seems like, as Matsuri's saying this, she's kind of tightening up the pressure on the hold she has on Konohamaru. Meanwhile, now on page 23, we have Ida watching this scene, and she's pretty much saying it's probably not the name itself that's the issue. It's the relationship where we can accept each other that you're fixated on. You don't understand, do you, Konohamaru? So, I mean, it is making a lot of sense on that, but Konohamaru, of course, is standing his ground on only Moegi wanting to call him that. So now on page 24, Kashin Koji's checking in on the situation. He says, Ada, what's the situation? She says Konohamaru is in big trouble. He made Matsuri really angry, and it looks like he's about to be eaten alive. Kashin Koji he doesn't even mention Konohamaru. He just says, what's happening with Sarada and the others? Boruto says, do you think they can defeat Ryu? Heida says, it seems like they're putting up a good fight, but it's still unclear how it will end. At least it's a difficult situation, and assisting Konohamaru right now is not easy. And Boruto is pretty much looking like he's getting ready to head over there, but Kashin Koji says, I understand the desire to rush their aid, but hold back, it's not the right time. So, is he perhaps hinting there will be a better time? Or maybe something else is about to happen, and that's what's going to tilt the battle perhaps in their favor. Jura says, well, now we're over here to the Shinju hideout, and Jura's saying, I believe that life should ideally move forward towards its goal, called evolution, driven purely by instinct. Jura says, but humans, due to their social nature, bind themselves with a restraint called reason, clouding their instinct to seek evolution. It's a drawback that arose from gaining a bit of intelligence. Jura says, unlike us who remain true to our instincts, human as living beings carry a fatal flaw. Mamushi says, I see, truly a pitiful thing, but it has nothing to do with us. So I guess they're just discussing humans, basically. Page 26, Jura says, that's not entirely true. The drawbacks of intelligence don't end there. There's a concept that carries the risk of bringing serious problems, even for us, the divine tree beings. That thing is called love. And while this is very relevant to the point right now, what they're talking about, because Konohamaru and Matsuri. So maybe this could be what takes Matsuri out, This could be what leads to her downfall. Konohamaru says, ugh. Matsuri says, because of you, my mind is filled with thoughts of you. I can't stay sane. Why do I have to feel this way? It's so painful and incredibly frustrating. And Konohamaru says, calm down. And Matsuri says, that's right. That's exactly why. So, let's see. Then, over here, page 28, Matsuri says, that's why, if I just eat you, I won't have to go through this painful feeling ever again. Jura says, although the members of the Inoshika-cho team were all skilled ninjas, they chose to prioritize the safety of their team over their own lives, even though they understood the risks involved. Jura says, it's truly astonishing that despite being aware of how foolish that decision was, they still went ahead with it. So he's just recalling back to that. Meanwhile, Matsuri is over here really trying to get rid of Konohamaru because of, I guess, heartbreak that Konohamaru is causing by not letting her call him Konohamaru-chan. Jura says, among them, Yamanaka Inojin notably lost his composure and as a result, needlessly lost his life. In other words, all of these foolish actions stem from love, which distorted their thinking. Hidari says, what is this love anyway? Is it some kind of disease? Jura says, this concept appears in various writings, but it remains elusive and difficult to grasp. Jura says, at the very least, the fact that it brings about significant malfunctions for mysterious life forms cannot be overlooked. So, it's very interesting that they're having this chat about love because, now Matsuri is getting hit with this kind of issue. And on top of that, it's going to be very interesting now to see what the concept of love could do possibly to impact maybe someone like Jura or Hidari down the line as well. I'm liking, so far, I'm liking a lot of what I'm seeing this chapter, especially seeing the full chapter itself, as opposed to just the text spoilers we had yesterday. It's definitely making me regard it better. We're getting good aspects, I feel like, going for the Shinju's characters, and I like the interaction at the moment that Matsuri and Konohamaru are having. It's keeping that moving, and good stuff also on the end of the whole fight with Ryu, too. So, good stuff so far. Page 30. Jura says, you should be able to hear it too. Our instinct is sounding an alarm. This dangerous concept, love, must be understood and overcome. Page 31. Yodo says, I can hear it. He's above us, in the sky. Araya says, prepare yourself. We'll flush him out. Page 32. Araya says, it's useless, no matter how many times you try to hide. So Ryu's trying to be a little more tactical here because he knows they have at least some stuff to put him at a little bit of an advantage. But then, page 33, Araya says, what? And Sarada says, claw grimes. And that's what comes out of Ryu, and that's going to change this battle, it looks like, going forward. Page 34, Sarada uses the fire style Phoenix Fire Jutsu, which I think in the anime might have been Phoenix Flower Jutsu, or at least that's what maybe that was just for English, but yeah, fire style Phoenix Fire Jutsu is what she uses, and that's used on the claw grimes, and Mitsuki's also attacking while in his sage mode with his snakes, so that's going on. Page 35, Mitsuki says, damn it, I can't finish them off. Sarada says there are too many of them, so they might get overstacked over here from the way it looks. Page 36, Yodo says bastard, ugh, and Araya says Yodo, and it seems like Yodo either got bit or is about to get bit from the way it looks. And page 37, Araya says it won't come out, so his sword is stuck in a claw grime right now, as Ryu is charging in too. So this is where a problem could happen. Page 38, he's still trying to take care of that, but it doesn't happen as Ryu gets the claw grime to get sucked away, so the weapon goes away as well. So Ryu used a pretty smart tactic there, and pretty much what's going on now in page 39 towards the end of the chapter is Araya says, what? The entire blade? Ryu says, heh, with this, it's over. Now my iron sand technique is unstoppable. Sarada says, damn it, this is bad. And that pretty much, I think, ends their scene, but takes us to page 40, which is the final page of the chapter, where Konohamaru says, ugh, again, and Matsuri says, now, let's become one, Konohamaru-chan. And it just seems like she has a good grip on him, and she's just getting a little bit closer as Konohamaru is trapped. So, side text over here says the tide of the battle has turned from an advantage to a disadvantage. There is no place where we can overcome the Divine Tree beings who are bearing their fangs together. And that is what wraps up chapter number 19. Overall, I'm liking what I'm seeing on the pages. You know, you're keeping the pace of this going pretty well, I'd say. And got a lot of progression in the battle. I want to say against Ryu, you took out the weapon that was keeping Team 7, Yodo and Araya, in the fight. So now Ryu has an advantage. And Konohamaru is just trapped from last chapter. We do get to see a lot more of their conversation go on. And it was cool also seeing Kashin Koji and Ada talk a little bit about how the situation's going. But Kashin Koji doesn't seem too worried just yet. So I wouldn't necessarily say we should worry yet either, because there's a good chance we could still get a good outcome out of this. So let's see what happens in chapter number 20 next month in March. But definitely let me know what you guys think about chapter 19 in the comments below. Did you guys enjoy this chapter? Did you guys feel like it was maybe not as good as you expected? Do you guys think there are parts of it that you guys loved or parts you may have disliked? Definitely let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this one. Again, shout out to Felix for all this information. Well, but yeah, that'll wrap up this one. My next video will probably be my review for the chapter, so look forward to that. But if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.